Hello, welcome to this tutorial on getting down and getting back up again. Often we'll be going through postures in a class and I will say, we'll come to the floor, and before I know it, people have got there already. When in fact what I mean is we will make use of yoga postures to get down to the floor. And it can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So let's see several variations on how to get down and then how to get back up again. Let's say that you are at the top of your mat and you're asked to come down any way that you like. You may inhale and lift your arms up. Exhale and come down to the floor, so bend the knees and take the hands down. Take the right leg back and take the left leg back to come into your down dog. Knees to floor, sit back onto your heels. Slide the legs out to the side, come forward. There you are, seated. Let's reverse this. So you're seated now, and you'd like to stand back up. We're going to slide the legs out to the side, bring ourselves onto our hands and knees, take a leg forward, press and lift. You need to press onto the front foot and the back leg to lift. Your back standing up. We'll now come down to the floor. We want to come straight away onto our bottoms. For this, you can take the legs wide. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, come to squat. Release one leg forward, the other leg forward. You've made it down to the floor. This one, by the way, is never elegant, whichever way or angle you look at it. How do we come out of this using the strength of our legs to lift ourselves back up? Again, you roll over onto one side, come onto your shins. You might say, oh, I think I need my hands for this. Absolutely fine. In which case, you place your hands to the floor, you come over onto your side, you take the legs out, and then you bring yourself back. This time, let's say we are going to tuck the toes, roll back onto our toes, and then lift ourselves back up to stand up. Not every toes, not every knees will be happy to do this. How about we use a chair? So to help us come down, we have a chair, a fairly secure one, which will be somewhere on our mat, probably towards the top. So we can take the hands down to either side, then step back to place one knee to the floor, the other knee to the floor. We take the hands to the floor, we slide the legs out to the side and come onto our bottoms. We'd like to come back up again. We take the legs out to the side, perhaps even the hands to the floor, to bring ourselves back onto our knees. We take the hands to the chair, we place one foot forward and we press onto the back foot to lift ourselves back up using arm strength as well. And we slowly bring ourselves back up. This is one way to use the chair. You could also use maybe a brick or two to help you to be able to press on. So let's say you have a couple of bricks here and they're to the floor. To help you go down, you can also take the legs wide to about mat width apart. And then here, you can either bend the knees and then slide the hands down to your bricks or to the floor, or you can fold forward and then take the hands to your bricks to take one knee down, or the hands to the floor to take one knee and then the other one down. I'm sat back onto my heels, but you may have the legs extended in front of you. Another way to come back up would be to take the hands forward, come up, and instead of tucking the toes and then bringing ourselves back up this way, you take the legs wide and even wider than your mat. So you go very, very wide. For this, I will go into the other position. So here, you take one foot to the floor, so you open your knee out to the side, and then the other leg, and then you slowly bring yourself back up very, 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 very gently. And then you can take the legs back through towards the centre. You've made it to standing. Another is you're going to inhale and lift the arms up. Exhale, fall forward. So whether you're on your chair, your brick, the floor, you bring yourself back into a down dog or into your hands and knees. And then back to being sat onto your heels or legs extended. And so you're asked again to come into a down dog or variation, and to come standing up. If you can, you have hands at the front, tuck the toes, lift into your down dog. Then you would take one leg forward, the other leg forward, slowly uncurl your spine and come back up. Possibly, you're not into a down dog, you are onto your hands and knees. In which case, to come back upright, you can tuck the toes, walk your hands a little further back, and then if you can, push so that your feet now reach the floor. You're still bent and your belly's against your thigh, and then you slowly uncurl yourself back up. From this, let's say we want to come down. You can also take the hands up and down and up and down. It's like as if we were walking up and down the stairs, except we're not. Take one foot firmly anchored to the floor, my left leg on this occasion, and then I'm going to step the right leg forward, then bend and descend the knee to then release the foot down and down to the floor. You can perfectly do this with your chair as well. So here I'm bringing my chair back. It's within reach. I'm going to put my hands down, bring and then lift as we did earlier on. And I can take the hands, take the leg back, release the knee to the floor, back down. The chair is now further away. I'm still going to use it to come back up. So I'm on my shins, I'm pressing, lifting, fingers this time, and coming all the way back up. Another way that you may want to come down is that we did a variation of Malasana, the squatting, earlier on, and this may not be for everyone because of not being able to go down onto our knees so much. In which case you would use your bricks here, and you may place them one on top of the other, so that here, make sure they are secure. Here you take your legs wide, inhale, arms up, and exhale, you sit onto your bricks. So it doesn't feel that you're going as low. Then you take your hands to the floor, and you take one leg back, and you take the other leg back. This might not necessarily take place in a class. Some flow classes, I'll take you from A to Z, from the start to the end, telling you every single posture to try and take. When you're at home practicing on your own, you might find it difficult to come up and down, or about thinking about how to segue from one position to the other. So try those, see how you get on. And on some days you might need a chair, on some days you will use the strength of your own body. Keep trying and keep safe. Namaste.